So we're on Yudam and Aleph on the top. Oh no, I'm sorry, we're still on Tesam and Beis on the bottom. It's two lines to the bottom. Yishuban Levi, I'm a kol haragel last staka. Zoicha having leibanim bali chachma, bali oisha, bali agada, bali agada. Someone who gives staka, he's going to be zoicha to have children who are chachamim, who are wealthy, and who are bali agada. Bali agada means that they'll be darshanim. They'll be like magidim. Bali chachma d'chsev, imatzah chayim. The pasuk says about someone who gives staka that he will find chayim. Chaim is, as we know, Chaim is Torah is Chaim. Bali Oishidich Staka. Like we said before, that we had asked the question. It says that people who give tzedakah will get tzedakah. We asked, why will they get tzedakah? And we explained that it means that they'll get the opportunity to give tzedakah. They'll get money so that they'll be able to give tzedakah. Bali Agad covered. It says about, right? We said Chaim tzedakah v'chaved will go to people who give tzedakah, and covered ksiv hacha ucovered ksiv hasam covered chachamim chaylu, that chachamim will be yerish covered, and what kind of, so we're talking about the cover that comes as being chacham, and that's being a balagada. It's someone who gives their drushes, who people listen to what he has to say. Someone who wants to be contentious, who wants to argue, has a way to ask you. If someone loves, if the Rebbe Shalom loves Aniyim, why doesn't he provide them? Why does he provide for them? Meaning, why are you giving tzedakah to Aniyim? Obviously, the Rebbe Shalom doesn't like them, or else he would take care of them. The answer to that is the reason why the Baruch makes Aniyim is to provide us the opportunity to give tzedakah and to be safe from Gehenna. This is what Tunis Rupus asked Rabbi Akiva. He asked this question. That's what Rabbi Akiva answered, that to provide us the opportunity to be safe from Gehenna. This is what is Mechayv you to Gehenna. When you give tzedakah, you're doing a terrible avera. And this is what Tunis Rupus' taina was. I'll tell you a mashal. What is this like? To a melech, a king who's angry at his servant. He puts him in jail. He said no one should feed him or give him drink. And someone gave him nevertheless. And the king cares about it, would be angry. And the Yidden are called Avadim. The Rebbe called us Avadim. So when the Rebbe said that when the Rebbe was Masaka, that someone should be an Ani, why are you violating what he was Masaka? He said that this is what the person's decree is. It's not. We're not compared just to Avadim, we're compared to children. And the king put him into jail. He commanded that he shouldn't be fed or given to drink. And someone fed him. Won't the melech, even though the melech made the zera, but he really wants what's best for his children. So in the end, he'll be happy that someone took care of him. And he'll send a gift to the person who fed him. And we are considered banim of their Hashem. You are children to Hashem. So Tunis Rupus said, you are sometimes called children and sometimes called avadim. When you do the right thing, then you get considered banim. But when you don't, then you're called avadim. He said, so Neshruba said, now you're under the Romans. Obviously, you're not considered Avadim now. You're not beloved by the Rosh Hashanah. He's punishing you. So now you're Avadim. We darshan this pasuk before. It says you distribute to the hungry their bread, and then aniyim merudim tavi bayis. Ema say aniyim merudim tavi bayis. Inna. Now is the time of aniyim merudim tavi bayis, meaning that, like we said before, this is the time that the Romans are the aniyim merudim, the rebellious ones, that they're coming into the house. And even so, we say praise l'rei rachmacha, you should still give tzedakah. So clearly the Rebbe doesn't look at it the way you look at it. We're at the two dots on the, I don't know how to describe it, right toward the middle, the second to last middle size line. Just like the amount that person's going to get in the year is dictated on Rosh Hashanah, so too his losses are already set from Rosh Hashanah. If a person is Zaycha, then what he gives out will be tzedakah and he'll get schusim for it. If he's not Zaycha, and if he's not Zaycha, then it's going to go toward the government. Just like the nephews of Yechim and Zakkai, who bechilma de bol mechzer sheva meya dinri. Rabbi Yochanan and Zakkai saw that this nephew was going to lose 700 dinrim in the year. Asinu, shakal minayu litzdak, and he went and he took it from them, and he said that you should give it to tzedakah. He told them that he convinced them to give it to tzedakah. From the 700 dinrim that they had, was only left over 17 dinrim. When it came to Yom Kippur, the Caesar came and took the last 17 dinrim that they had. Amur Rabbi Yochanan and Zakkai, don't be upset. These he said these 17 dinner that they took from you, you're going to lose them anyway. So you had nothing you don't have to be upset about it. They said to him, how did you know that we were supposed to lose the money? I saw in a dream. Why didn't you tell us so we could give all 700 for tzedakah? I wanted that you should do the mitzvah l'shma, so I convinced you to give it as tzedakah without telling you that you're going to lose it anyway. So that way you got the schar of the mitzvah of doing it l'shma. Rav Papa have a solik b'darga. Rav Papa was going down a ladder, shtamit kare, and he slipped on one of the steps. Boile maple, he was about to fall. Amar hashta, what was the base? The base stuck in a few words. Cholish daita, he got upset. Amar hashta kena chayiv. Man the sunny. Now I see that I'm chayiv. Man the sunny means the one who is hated. He wanted to avoid saying an ayin hara and saying about himself. He says, I see now about myself. That the reason why I almost slipped, I would have fallen, I could have died from the fall. That's like a din of skila. That's like someone who's machal Shabbos and Ovid avodas kechavim. Maybe the reason why you almost got this gzera, is because you failed to give tzedakah. The time of Shuman Karchaima, it's as if he's Ovid avodas kechavim. Someone who averts his eyes from giving tzedakah, as if he's Ovid avodas kechavim. It says, just I think this one is so the Gabi Tzedakah, it's called, maybe there'll be a thought of davar blial, something an incorrect thought. And over there it says L'gabi avodas kechavim. It calls it bnei b'lial. Malol avodas kechavim. Afkan avodas kechavim. So you see that not giving stock also is medaima to being over avodas kechavim. Tanya, Amar Lazim Yosi Bar Yosi. Kol stock of a chesed Yisrael oisem b'olam hazeh. Shalom gadol u'praklim gedolim ben Yisrael avi interest from whatever tzedakah and chesed you didn't do in this world gives them great peace and defenders, advocates when they come to the true world, when they come to Shemayim. Shenema koyma Hashem al tavei beis merzach al telech lisboid. Don't go to the house of mourning and to the place of hespedim. Val tanud lahem ki asafti es shloimi meisa amazeh. Chesed v'sarachamim. That the Baruch Shalom says, don't be sad, don't go and don't mourn, because I'm taking all of the shalom me'esa amazeh from this chesed v'sarachamim. Chesed zumis chasadim rachamim zutstaka. So the idea is because of the chesed and the rachamim, the Rishon was saying, don't be upset about the Yom Hadin because these things are going to protect you. Tanya, Rabbi Yosi Yomer, G'dayla tzedakah shemekareves esagula. Tzedakah is great because it brings the gula. Shenema kama Hashem shamru mishpat v'asu tzedakah. Ki kreves yishuasi lava. If it's kasi to yigalis. The Baruch says, do mishpat and do tzedakah. Watch mishpat. Be careful to protect mishpat and do tzedakah, because my Yeshua, my salvation is near, and if it's in kasi legalis, and the tzedakah is you're gonna be megullah. Who are you? I'm asar dvarim kashim nivru ba'olam. The 10 hard things that weren't created in the world. Va'asu tzedakah. I'm sorry. Nivru ba'olam. Har kasha. A mountain is strong, is hard. And metal can you can use a shovel to dig it up. Barzel kasha, metal is hard. Arm but it can be melted in fire. Ar kasha mayim say. Ar is very strong, but water can put it out. Mayim kashim avim seifim say. Clouds can carry away water. Avim kashim ruach mefazrasan. The wind can blow away a cloud. Ruach kasha guf seivle. A person has air, he breathes air. So a person is stronger than ruach. Guf kasha, a person is strong, a body is strong. Pachad shevre, and fear breaks it. Pachad kasha, and fear is strong. Yayin rafigoy, and yayin can chase away fear. Yayin kasha shina b'chafrasa. And even though the effects of yayin, of intoxication, is strong, but when you go to sleep, it sends it away. Umisa kasha mikulan. And Misa, like we know that Shina, sleeping, is a portion of Misa, and Misa is stronger than all of them. Utzedakah matzelas min Misa, and tzedakah saves you from Misa. The siv tzedakah tatzal mimach. Tzedakah saves from Misa. So tzedakah is stronger than all the hard things in the world. Darsh Reb D'Shreiber Reb Yannik, Bo Re'ei Shaloik Midas Hakadosh Baruch Hu Midas Basav Adam. The midah of Hakadosh Baruch Hu is not like a Basav Adam. Midas Basav Adam, Adam maybe Darin Gadol and Melech Safam Kabel Moisei Safik Heimenu Safik Heimekam Moisei Men. You don't know if you give a gift if it's going to have any effect. Even if he takes it, Safik Roya Pnei Melech Safik Heinu Roya Pnei Melech. You might give it and he'll take it, but you won't get to see him. Because Baruch Hu ain't a king. The rest was not like that. Adam Noisim Prutal Ani, person gives a Prutal Ani, Zeichem Makabel Pnei Ashkina. He's immediately escorted in to see the Shekhinah. Shenem ani b'tzedek echzeh ponecha. With tzedek I will see your face. Eshba b'hekitz tmunasecha. I'll be satisfied with the hekitz tmunasecha. We'll see in a minute what the pasuk is saying with this. I'm gonna be satisfied with waking up from seeing your face. Rabbi Elazar would give money and then daven. With tzedek I will see your face. So he says first tzedek, first you give stock, and then echse panecha, then you daven. My Espa beheket tmunasecha. What does it mean that you're going to be satisfied by the awakening of your faith of your picture? That beheket means by waking up means that the tzaddikim keep sleep away from their eyes. And then because they kept themselves awake, they're going to be satisfied by seeing the Rebbeinu Shalom face to face, so to speak, in Olam Haba. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Ma'idich Siv, Malva Hashem Chaynin Dal. A person who is Chaynin Dal, who helps the poor, is a Malva Hashem. He's a lender to Hashem. If Mele Mikra Kosav Yeshel La'imrik had not the said it, we couldn't say such a thing. Kaviyachol Evid Loiva Le'ish Malva. The general rule is that a loiva, a borrower, is a eved, is a servant to a ish malva, to the person who's a lender. And we're calling this pasuk is saying someone who gives money for tzedakah becomes, so to speak, a lender to Hashem and makes kaviyachol a servant. Hashem owes him, and he becomes the meshubah to him. Amar Rabbi Barabba, Rabbi Yochanan Siv. Amar Rabbi Barabba, Rabbi Yochanan Siv la yoel hoin b'yoyim avra. Your money won't help you on the day of wrath. With tzedakah tatzel mimapas, and tzedakah will save you from mapas. Siv la yilu eitzrus rasha. The storehouses of Rasha will not help him. Tzedakah tatzel mimapas, and tzedakah will save you from mapas. Shtei tzedakah alo lama. What do you need these two psukim saying tzedakah tatzel mimapas? Achashem tzilasam misa mishana. One is to save him from a bad misa, and one is to save him again. The one that says avra, which is anger. That day is the day of anger, the day when of lost love, not lost love. When a person comes to the day of judgment, that's called the Yom Avra. What is that saves him? What kind of tzedakah saves him? If he's someone who gives money and he doesn't know who he's giving it to, and he takes it and he doesn't know from who he's taking. That's to be not like Mar Ukva. Mar Ukva used to put money into people's doors without them realizing, but he knew who he was giving it to. But the person receiving it, I'm sorry, that was where he would put it on his back, and people would take it from him without him knowing. That he would put it underneath people's doorstep, underneath their doors, that they should get it. They didn't know who gave it to him, but he knew who he gave it to. So how is the best way for a person to do it, to be yaitz of both things? You give it to a public tzedakah where it's distributed, and both the giver and the recipient don't know each other. What should a person do to be zeicha to male children? You should give his money to aniyim. You should make sure he has a good shalom bias when they're Isaac and Tashmish. Person should give a pruta into the communal tzedakah. You shouldn't give, even though we just said that you should give money into the communal tzedakah, you should only do it if the person is as honest as Chanani ben Trajan as trustworthy. So, but we just said you should. That's the best way to give tzedakah. That's what it has to be. You have to be certain. You have to make sure. These days, it's not hard to find. There's enough options of giving tzedakah. You can certainly find one that is an honest person running it. What causes the Karen Yisrael, the horn of the Yidden, the covet of Yidden to be raised? Amaloi b'chi sisa. When we take from them, when they take tzedakah. And how far is the koyach of tzedakah? Amlan Seiru Ma Pirish David Abba. Go look at what my father David said. Pazar Nasan Levyoinim. He distributed, he gave to the poor. To Kasa Medis Lod. And his staka stands forever. Karna Tarim covered. And the horn is raised and covered. So you see that that's what causes, staka causes the covet of the Yidden to go up. He sits upon high, mitzidos sloim miskavai, and he's in the fortified rock for castles. Lachmoi nasan meimov nemanim, and he gives the lechem and he provides the water. Ma tam meroyim yishkai mitzidos sloim miskavai. Why is he able to sit in the castle? Because of the giving of tzedakah. V'amar Ravav, Shalosh Shlema, Ezu ben ha'olam haba, who is Zaychat olam haba? Amalhem, Kol shekeneged skein of covet. Those who keneged skein of covet, they get covered from their chachmas of being a zaken. Kihadu Yosef Breder Yeshua Chalash, Ingid. He got sick and he lapsed into unconsciousness. Amalei Avu Amai Chazis. Said to him, what did you see? I saw an upside down world. Those who are mechubed over here are not mechubed over there, and vice versa. He said, you didn't see Olam Hapach, you saw things as they really are. He said, and how about us? He said, and how are we looked upon in Olam Haba? Amalei ki heichad chashvin hachashvin hasam. We are perceived the same way in Olam Haba as in the true world as we are over here. Ashrei mi, and he said also, I heard them saying, Ashrei mi shabala kavet tamuda biyadi. Gebenched is the one who comes here with his learning intact. The Shamati shoyu oimim haruge malchus ein kol beri yechol lamed mchitzasa. They also said in Olam Haba that no one can stand in the place of the Haruge Malchus, those who were killed for Meiser Nefesh. Man Ninu. Who are we talking about? If you're talking about Dasar Haruge Malchus, Shmur Rachos V'Suloi, are they only Zaycha to Olam Haba because of the fact that they were Meiser Nefesh? They were Tzadikim and Nisgavan. They were certainly Zaycha even without that. Pshita. Certainly they would get even without this. Haruge Lud. Talking about the Haruge Lud, we're talking about people who volunteered when they were going to kill out. The Romans were accused. They were accused of doing something, and two people volunteered and said they did it, and they got killed. Tanya, and they saved the rest of the city. Amal Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai Talmidav. Ni Maush Amar Kasav. Staka Teroim and Goy Bechesed Leumim Chatas. What does it mean? That staka picks up a guy and chesed leumim chatas. Chesed for the nations is a chatas. Nenner, so we're going to see, I think, 5 different pshatim in this passage. Nenner v'lozav amet staka terem goy elu Yisrael. This is talking about the Yidden that staka picks them up. They're considered the guy. The chesed leumim chatas. Kol staka v'chesed sha umas avdei kechavim oisim cheitulahen. It's a chet, whatever they do. That's only coming that they want to save themselves. Even though I know Lisgadolboy sounds like it means to puff themselves up, we're going to see a different pshat that says that. And it's going to be clear over here, it means that they're trying to save themselves. It's enough that they bring sacrifices to the Rebbeinu Shalom, Matzlin l'Chaye Malka, and they daven for the life of their melech, of Benoi, and of their children. So they're davening so the reason why Goyim give tzedakah is to extend their lives. Udahavid hachi, in fact, the Gemara, Udahavid hachi lav tzedakah gemurahi. Someone who does this, that's not tzedakah. What's wrong with davening to have an extended life? I'm sorry, what's wrong with giving tzedakah in order to have a long life. Someone who gives tzedakah that his son should live. We say that's a tzaddik gomer. It's different between, this was one of the differences between Yidden and Ovid Kechavim, that by a Yid, we understand that even if he expresses a ulterior motive, his Pintel Yid always wants to do really the right thing. So he's really doing it Lishma. And a guy, even when he says he wants to do it Lishma, his real reason is just for the ulterior motive. Then so that was the first shot. Like we said, the same shot in the first part is saying that tzedakah will raise up the yid. Excuse me, called tzedakah v'chesed. Shumas avdigechavim oitim cheitulan. It's a chet. In order to extend to protect their malchus. It's true that they're lehen malcha. What is this pasuk? Lehen malka milchi yishaper, that my what I'm saying should be accepted. Alecha but chata echa but tzedakah proik, and my chatoyim should be taken away with tzedakah. V'avisa b'meichen anian hein dehavi ercha l'shal v'secha, and my avoinus will be erased with what? With the giving to aniyim, and that should be causing my extending my peace. So there's a way to extend the malchus, to keep their malchus. Then Rabbi Gamliel tzedakah term goy el Yisrael said mikam Yisrael v'chesed l'mchatas kol tzedakah v'chesed sha'akam oisin chaytu lahem. It's a chayt she'ein oisin el l'syar, but they're only doing it to glorify themselves. We'll call them isyar nefel b'gehenim, and anyone who's prideful and tries to glorify themselves, they end up in Gehenim. Shenema zayd yoher leitz shemoy. Someone who is prideful, he's considered a leitz. He's considered someone who mocks. Oise be'evres zoden. He does a zoden with anger. Ve'ein ever el Gehenim, and ever is a reference to Gehenim. Shenemar yoim avra hayoimahu. The day of anger, that's that day, the day of judgment. We still need the pshat of the moidoi. Rebbe Loza hamoidoi oimer staka toraim goy elu Yisrael d'chsim mikam chiso goy echad v'chaselum chatas kol t'av v'chasel sha'akim oisim cheitu lahen shein oisin elu l'charef oisanu. Boy, they're using it just to mock the Yidden. They're trying to do it so that the Yidden shouldn't get schusim from the Baruch Shalom. The goyim do tzedakah, and they say we also do chesed. Shenema v'yave v'yas Hashem kasher diber ki chatasam l'Hashem. This is one of the goyim was saying in Yirmiyah, was saying to Yirmiyah when they were being sent into, I think it was Nebuchadnezzar, he was saying when they were sent into Galus, he said, this is what Hashem is doing because you were chatoyim, you didn't listen to hazeh, and that's why this is happening to you. So that's the explanation of why it's a chatas. They're doing it just to show us up. Then Reb Nechunya ben Haknav Amet Staka Tereim and Goy B'Chet Yisrael Ulu'umim chatas. He dashes it the pasuk differently. He said Staka Tereim and Goy B'Chesed. The tzedakah and the chesed is the meroimim the yidden. Ulu'umim chatas, and all the goyim have is just chatas. So he puts the kam in a different place after Yisrael. After Chesed. Amalahem, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, Talmidav Niron, Divrei Rabbi Nechunya ben Akna, Divrei Midivreichen. Said that what Rabbi Nechunya ben Akna said is better than what any of us have said. The Vishu Nois and Tzedakah v'Chesed Yisrael, because he gives both the Tzedakah and the Chesed, the Yidden la'akim chadas, and he gives just a chait to the guy. Mechlal dehu nami amar. So Rabbi Yochanan said that Rabbi Nechunya ben Akna was better than what I said, as well as what all of you said. So vice this Rabbi Yochanan also had a pshat. Mahi, The Tanya, Amalhem Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, Kishem Shechatas Mekaperes Asho, Kal Stakam Mekaperes Aluma Oilam. Just like he made when he darshan that the Chatas, Chesed Chatas means that it will be like a carbon Chatas. Just like Staka is Mechapa for us, the Staka will be Mechapa for Goyim as if they brought a Chatas. Okay, I think that's quite enough for today. I already have a sore throat.
Claro.
Have a